I'm back. I'll go to the stove. Burn loud beat, burn loud still. Same thing as this stuff. So we're gonna cut the music back on, gotta jam again. Burn loud from the fifth floor. Oh, this is Bruh Man from the fifth floor. Alright, so let's get back into our songs. We're gonna talk still. I have a lot of things to talk about. I have a lot of stuff to go on without you. Alright, I thought I blocked that person. The other person, I blocked him on Facebook. And I know he be show up on my thing. Ooh. I had it all. You were with me. And that was enough. He came along. And I forgot all about you. I was a fool. But I'm wiser now. Say my world came to an end. Write it on together. There's no way I can go on without you. Precious love you took from me, open my eyes, and now I can see what one night affair can be so unfair. But I paid the price, so I'm wiser now. Woo! My love came to my world, came to an end. And then you brought it back again. Mm-hmm. There's no way I can go on without you, baby. Mm-hmm. My precious love you took from me, opened my eyes, and now I can see a one night affair can be so unfair. When I let you go, I'll let you home. I miss you so. Ooh, I love you forever. Cause you earned my love. And I just wanna say it's because of you. I'm wiser now. You said my life came to an end. Nobody but you. Oh no, now the whole world to know. Girl, you know I love you, no matter what you do. And I hope you understand me. Every word I say is true. 'Cause I love you. Baby, I'm thinking of you, trying to be more of a man for you. I don't have much of a chance, but we gonna see it through. 'Cause I love you. Oh, 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 oh. So many lots of women for their passions to fill, but I want only you, girl. If it's in, if it's in, if it's in God's will, who's up, who's up? I love you, baby, with all my heart and soul. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Makes me go stronger, keeps me going on. Oh, baby, I'm glad I found you. I just love you out. Oh, baby, you've been so good to me. Oh, baby. Oh, 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 You know, one time things got so bad until I had to go to one of my friends and talk to him. And I said, I said, you know, I'm having problems with the man that I love. It seems when I call him on the phone, I just can't get him to answer. And then when I went to the house and I saw a car parked in the driveway. I knocked on the door, but still my knocks were not answered. And then I went home and I I watched television till television went off. And then I played my records until I just didn't want to hear them anymore. And finally I went to bed and I found myself up a few hours later. And the tears were running down my face. And my friend told me, he said, Kizzy, you just ought to forget about him. And I told my friend, I said, oh, maybe you never been in love like I've been in love. Or maybe you never felt the things that I felt. But this is what I told my friend. I said, you know, sometimes you get lonely. You get lonely. You get lonely. Oh, oh. And I cry. I cry. Oh. And the tears would fill up in the wells of my eyes, oh baby. And then it got so bad, to one time I thought I rolled myself up in a big old ball and died. And then I met you, darling, and you smiled at me. Oh, it was such a pretty smile, yes it was. And you reached out your hand. You helped me. You helped me. Oh, I'm glad, baby. I'm glad, baby. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. I wanna believe you, baby. Okay, so I really want to talk, but we're gonna talk. And you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. You know, I'm gonna tell you this. You know, I really think, you know, like this been going on for so many years. Like where and you know and you know they have to let people out of jail for stuff like this and stuff like that. You know how like when people make false reports of somebody SAing them, and it goes with women. I'm gonna tell you this. Like women, I think they should be I think they should be locked up. That should be a major crime when a woman can go and report a man for SAing them and knowing that it's not true. Because a lot of women do men like that for out of spite or mad because you know just different type of stuff. So with essaying or a serious matter that can have devastating consequences for the accused or to undermine the credibility of real victim. Okay, so while it is crucial to support and believe those who come forward with genuine accusations of SN, but it is equally important to address the issue of false reporting. Okay, I believe that women or anyone who knowingly makes a false report of SA should be held legally accountable. I think they should be legally accountable for their actions. And a lot of people, I don't know, like if see, I just know that the accuser, like if a woman goes to like police department, oh, somebody SA me, you're gonna believe that person, and especially the women, you're gonna believe that woman because that woman, you got women are much more sensitive than men. They can sit there and cry for no reason, and you know you got men like that too, but you got women they sit there because I listen. One of my sisters, I'm telling you, they can just cry at the drop of a dime, just bam, just cry. And so that's where the belief system will come from. You understand what I'm saying? And a lot of people have just know how to just lie, period. So when someone wrongly accused of SA, the repercussions go far as beyond legal trouble. So the accused can suffer damage to their reputation, loss of employment, broken relationships, or several emotional distress, even if the person is actually found innocent. You understand what I'm saying? So you just gotta know, like, I believe that that crime, I'm gonna say it like this, that crime should be 10 to 20. Because making a false report like that on somebody, and then, like, I done seen where people have said that about these men, somebody in the SA them, and then the mans get out of jail, and just because they done served 20, 30 years for something that they didn't do. You understand what I'm saying? That is crazy. That's crazy. So holding people accountable for knowingly making false accusations ensures that the justice system remains fair and balanced. Accountability does not means push punishing those who make a report in good faith, but later cannot that cannot prove their case. Instead, it means addressing situations where someone intentionally lies to harm another person, just as the law punishes perjury or filing false police reports in other criminal cases. Like I done seen, I was on Facebook and this man, he called the police station about 30, they said 30, 40, 50 a time, something like that. He called them and he was steady saying the same thing, and the police will show up and he said they ain't helping him, so he'll keep calling. So he went to jail for that. So I want people to be mindful of what they do and how they treat others, because it's consequences behind everything you do. Okay, it's consequences. Serious, it's consequences. You got to know. And then to find out then to find out the whole time that this person was actually telling the truth, and somebody can just make a report of off of crazy things. You understand? So you got to be mindful of what you do, because everything that you do is everything that you do, and especially if it's something that's going to get you in legal trouble, it's consequences. It's consequences behind it, how everything that you do. So be mindful of that. Be mindful of that. And then like, because that's why I say, like, a lot of people have in they mind already that, I'm gonna tell you, just like I'm gonna tell you exactly how I feel about it, because a lot of people have in their mind that men's are dirty dogs. And then, so if you have a male officer talking to this lady, so he gonna automatically think it's true, because he know that in his mind he a dirty dog too. That's just how I look at it. I feel he know he a dirty dog. He know that he probably could do it or something like that. So just be mindful of what you do. For real, we got to be mindful of things. But always remember that, regardless of anything, just like how these men have served all this time in jail, just because a woman has said that he not did this to her, did that, or whatever. You gotta. That's why it's always two sides of a story. But always remember that time reveals itself. That's why they be letting people out of jail, because when somebody go to jail for it, and they know they innocent on this part, they're gonna do everything. They're gonna start reading books. They're gonna get into the law. They're gonna get themselves out of that situation, because people shouldn't just go make a report and just think that it's okay on that part. I don't believe in that. Mm-mm. You got to know what you're doing in life. Because if you make those reports needs to be correct and accurate. Those reports need to be accurate. It does. I don't care what nobody say that. It does. If I was in even if I was a detective, I'm gonna make sure I get both sides. I can't just go on what somebody tell me. That's why it's called investigating the situation. You're supposed to investigate the situation. You're not supposed to just go on the knowledge of what somebody else is telling you. You're not supposed to go on your own knowledge and just say, okay, well, yeah, this happened. Mm-mm. Don't work like that. That's not the law. It don't supposed to work like that. But you have things that people can do things like that where it can't happen like that. They can set it up like that. But don't do that. All right. Some people do. Some people do be doing. Some people do be doing that. And some people do be doing that. But you have to. That's why you have to do your research. You got to research on everything that you do in life. You can't just go on. You can't go on one situation and look at it in one way. Because if you look at it in one way, that's crazy. But people will learn to not to do that. They will learn not to do that. Consequences. And that's you know what? And then on that point right there, I don't understand like what people get out of that where somebody's saying, no, I don't want you to do that. Wouldn't you rather have somebody to enjoy with you? Would you rather have somebody to interact with you in doing that? But I guess a lot of people have a problem, a mental problem, and they get off to that type of situation where somebody's saying no to them or it just make them feel like something, I guess. But that's crazy. That's very crazy where you can just you I if you can't interact with me, if you can't interact with me, I don't need you by me. Like for real. I don't need you by me. I can't see myself saying, you gonna do this and you gonna do that. I'm gonna make you do this. No. Why would you want somebody to do that? What kind of thrill do that gives a person? That's not a thrill. That's not a thrill. That's called a sicko. That's what that's called. That's called a sicko. Somebody that's sick in the mind. That's called somebody sick in the mind. No. And I'm gonna tell you, like a lot of people say that drunk people don't know what they're doing, or people that's under the influence and stuff like that. If you have a mind like me, you're gonna always know what you're doing at all times. If you have a mind like me, you're gonna know what you're doing at all times. That's why I want a lot of people to change their mindset on different type of things that they look at in life and what they think about in life. Because once you get a strong mindset like me, baby, won't nothing in this world, won't nothing in this world try to challenge you on things. And if you and me personally, I don't compete with nobody, but if you try to challenge me on things, you're gonna fail. That's how my mindset is set up. You're gonna fail on things that you're trying to challenge me on. Don't challenge me. And that's what the seemed like the whole situation. If somebody want to challenge, don't challenge me. Don't challenge me because you will not win. You will not win. I'm serious. You will not win. Don't challenge me on stupid things and stupid things. Don't challenge me on stupid things. Challenge me on something to challenge me on something to make me grow in life. But if you challenge me on your wickedness, I'm gonna challenge you with God. I'm gonna challenge you to my ability to let you know, baby, ain't nothing over here crazy. Nothing. I was born a genius. I was born a genius. And drugs, drugs was my journey. Drugs was part of my experience. Drugs was part of my life. Part of my life. But under the influence, I'ma know what I'm doing. I'ma know what I'm doing. Being drunk, I done got drunk a couple of times where I didn't know that somebody had they did, yeah. And that's probably the last time, and they said it, but I don't know. I don't know it. But they put their wing dog in my butt without my permission. And I can't say it no other way. They did that. I didn't force that on that person. They did that. And when I woke up and somebody had to tell me that this is what that person was doing. I know that I was dancing on that person, but then I didn't know that it went that far. You understand what I'm saying? So that means you took advantage of me. Seriously, I tell my stories because this is my life. This is my life. You took advantage of me. And, even though I know that this person was cute, they were fine, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But they took advantage of me. You understand? So for somebody to come at me and say, no, no, girl, get out your mind, whatever you in. But anyways, yeah, that happened to me. And that was a couple of years ago. That was a couple of years ago. And and the only reason, like, I be in control. Like, if I like, my thing is, when I was drinking and got drunk, I didn't do we got drunk and then I decided to do the drugs will weigh everything out. You understand what I'm saying? I'm just gonna be real with you. The drugs weighed everything out. But we was not worrying about the drugs at the time. We was just getting drunk. And I challenged somebody that you can't drink more than me. You can. So I got drunk. I remember that time that I know I pulled my pants. That's the only thing I remember. I pulled my pants off and then I supposed to have went to sleep on the thing on the floor. That's what I remember. But then I remember taking this certain person home, and that wasn't even my dude to even be doing this. I don't know, whatever. I'm just being real. It wasn't even my dude to be dancing on, doing all this stuff, but I did it. I can't take it back. I was dancing on them, and then I knew that I drove to the store. I remember this part. I drove to the store. We was going to go get something from the store, and I drove to the store. They rode with me, but they was trying to touch me in the wrong spot. Oh, and I just don't. I did. They tried to touch me in the wrong spot, and and then I had to push their hand away. But then we partied here. We partied here, and we got drunk and all this stuff. And I took them. Somebody drove my car. Somebody drove my car, and that was their friend. and they sat in the back seat with me. But I just knew I was dancing. I didn't know that it went because I don't play that. I'm gonna tell you straight up, I don't play that because you gotta understand. And one thing you gotta understand. Listen, and this the God's honest truth, and I can't tell you no lie. So me in my mind, I'm not supposed to do that type of stuff because listen to what I'm telling you. Do you even know where you're sticking your stuff in? A booty hole. What if I would have pooped? They weren't thinking about that. They was only thinking about sticking something inside of something. Just for real. It's a booty hole. It's a booty hole. It's not no girl stuff. It's a booty hole. What if he would have went up there and did that and I just did out everything just on him? People don't think about stuff like that, but they want to do crazy stuff. And that's what I say, like, even if he in the storm with me, I didn't do that. I didn't do that. And even if that, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you one thing and two things for certain. Even if that came across and he called HIV for me, it wasn't my doing because he shouldn't have been sticking his stuff in me. And that's the guy's. I didn't tell him to. He shouldn't have been sticking his stuff in me. I didn't tell him to do that. That's why I say people don't. That's why people don't clock it. That's why people don't. That's why people hide from me because they know I'm gonna speak the real. I'm gonna spit the real, baby. Don't play in my face. You understand? Don't play in my face. But did nobody tell that person to do that? I write my stuff off. You understand what I'm saying? You can't be no realer than who I am, and that's why a lot of people be mad because I'm real, too real for me. Sometimes you know what I'm saying. I'm too real for myself. Serious. Even if he in a storm with me, I didn't tell him to do that. You stuck your thing in my booty hole. You didn't ask me for no tests. You didn't ask me for nothing. You just stuck your thing in my booty hole. That's why I tell people, watch what you do. You don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're doing. You just want to stick something. And I don't even like telling my business, but it's meant to be said because I want to inspire somebody else to be open up to say, okay, well, yeah, that somebody took advantage of me, even though you probably like that right there, but it's still taking advantage of you. I don't care what it looked like, what it sounds like, it's still taking advantage of you. And that's why I say I can't be a content creator because my stuff be off the chain. And I'm gonna say what I have to say. I'm gonna say what I say because it's meant to be. Everything is meant to be said. Everything needs to be out in the open. Want to know why I need to be out in the open? Because it's gonna give somebody a leeway to speak their story, to tell their story. You understand? So I ain't no shame in my game of nothing that I do and nothing that I have done. Ain't no shame. So when people try to shame, you can't shame me. You cannot shame somebody that don't worry about reputation because who I am, it already speaks for me. I can't ruin that. I can never be ruined. Okay. So now you get the tea. You get it. You understand that? Because I want y'all to understand that. And yeah, I've been out of in relationships. I have, and some of my relationships they've been good. And then I know that it probably would have been somebody else that was good for me, but I ain't gonna tell you that boy. That I ain't gonna tell you that boy because that boy right there is like. But I felt like for real, like we talking about it, and we all grown. Okay, we talking about it. So it felt like I just couldn't. I couldn't do it because they liked it to. I broke up with them, and I made a way to break up with them, and they was they was a genuine person. They probably would have gave me everything that I wanted, and they were so handsome. But every like they wanted, like I be saying about that 5 times a day and stuff like that, and then we could never get to that point because I felt like I was getting SA'd. That was it wasn't natural. I'm gonna tell you, it wasn't natural. It wasn't natural. And when I tell you, like for real, and this, it wasn't natural. And like, hey, my business is my business, and I don't care about nobody knowing my business because hey, I'm me. I know what I have done in my life, but that wasn't right. That was like something that was like I don't know. I know what it was, but I'm not gonna say it on here. But if you want to know personally, hey, hey, I tell you personally. But it was like I was getting SA'd on that board too, and I can't be in a relationship like that. Mm, yeah, yeah. So when people started talking about that boy, I was like, mm, go take a nap. Go take a nap. Just know that people that has been there, and that a lot of people, if you have a mindset like me, if you've been in that position before where you was uncomfortable with somebody doing it to you, you think that you want to do that to somebody else. Now you must be sick. You must be crazy out your mind, to just do that. If you know what you felt like in the inside of you, if you listen, if you know what you felt like in the inside of you when somebody did that to you, you wouldn't want to do that to nobody else. Mm-mm. No. Mm. I have stories. I have a lot of stories to tell, but I like to be private. I don't like people in my business. My business is my business. But since everybody want to know my business, I let you know my business. Like I told you, like I feel when I found out that man was a pastor, I felt disgusted. Felt like it was stupid. And if you a person like me, and that hurt, like I don't, I think that's disrespectful. A pastor, I disrespect me, God, him, and his wife, and his wife, because I didn't know he was married. I didn't know he was a pastor. That's disrespectful. And a lot of people, that's why I say a lot of people live in a dark, a lot of people live in a dark, and it's a dark world. And you never know who you might run into or who you might meet because you cross paths with people that was meant for your life. That they was meant to they was meant to be in your life for a reason. They was put there. But it's life is not easy, but it's what you make out of it, and what you tell yourself every day, and what you believe in. That's what makes life cope coping. Well, you can cope through life. You can cope through life with what you tell yourself every day. You have to tell yourself that you're worthy. You have to tell yourself that you're more than enough. You have to tell yourself these things. You have to pray every day. Can't go without praying. Just because I'm listening to this music, when I get off here, I'm gonna listen to Psalms 91. I'm gonna listen to Psalms 91, and just because how I do things or whatever, somebody else might not agree with how I do things. Oh, he listens to secular music, and then he wants to listen to the Bible. God will meet me where I'm at. Where I'm at, I'm gonna listen to it because I know that's what I need to do. Not what I want to do, it's what I need to do. To prepare for tomorrow. Well, today, later on today. Since I don't have to say tomorrow. And when I'm up this late, I always stay up until like 3:30. Oh man. Love and happiness. And then I want a lot of people to understand uh understand and start doing your research on HIV too. I want you to do your research because, like the lady said, she said it was 80,000 or something in Atlanta. The cases of from 8 months is 80, something like that. 8,000 or 80,000. One of them cases of HIV in Atlanta, new cases, and that's a lot. And I want you to do your research because if you go to the doctor regularly and you know your status, or whatever it is, undetectable, undetectable. I can have sex with somebody and you won't catch HIV. I'm undetectable. It's a low risk. When you undetectable, it's a low risk. So I was like, that's why I was like so confused on different type things. you know, I'm confused on different type things. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm like, you saying I messed up your town? You did? Hmm. Oh, but you got to know. You got to know what is undetectable. Are you undetectable? That's why you hear a lot of people say, "Ash, are you undetectable?" If you're undetectable, it's a low risk of catching HIV from that person. You understand what I'm saying? Only unless you probably sharing blood and all this and whatever you're doing, needles and all that. I don't know if you still get it like that, but you sharing blood, stuff like that. Yeah, that's, yeah, that type of thing. But having sex and stuff like that, oral sex, and with oral sex, if I was gonna tell you, oral sex, um, having oral sex with a person and you HIV positive, if you have HIV, you have to catch HIV from a person unless you got sores in your mouth and stuff like that. That's the only how you can catch HIV from oral sex. Oral sex, oral sex, you have to have a gallon, like a milk gallon. You have to have a gallon of slobber to catch HIV. Ain't nobody got all that. You understand what I'm saying? So you have to do your research because when you dumbfounded on HIV, You still can have kids when you're HIV. You have to be undetectable. You have to do this, and your child won't have HIV. You understand what I'm saying? It's the way. It's ways that you can still do things with HIV. If you listen, I'm gonna tell you this, and this guys, I listen. I don't want to have nothing. I don't want to have nothing. I want to be clear from everything. You understand? I want to be clear from everything. But I'd rather have HIV than have cancer, and that's the God's honest truth. I'd rather have HIV than have cancer or diabetes and all that. I'd rather have. I mean, no. Oh Lord, I'd rather have HIV. I know I have that, but I'm saying I'd rather have that than have cancer. Mm-mm. I done seen where people, and like once you get, I know some of my friends, right? I know some of my friends. I know one person. They probably been living with HIV probably over 40 years, and and they not like Magic Johnson because I don't know what Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson probably, probably paid, and he probably his stuff probably cleared and all that stuff, because they got to care for it. Folks that have a care for it. But seriously, um, you have to know, you have to do your research on it. And a lot of people don't do research on it. They think, oh, you just got this and you just got that, and you can just give it to everybody. You can pass. No, it's not like that. Once you start doing your research and you start figuring out what it is, like it's one girl on here, and I was following her page or whatever, and she talked about her HIV, and she talked about her encounters with the guys that she be with or whatever, and they know that she got HIV. They still do whatever they do, because she's undetectable. But do your research. Do your research on it, because I'm dead serious, and I don't want to have nothing. I don't want to have nothing, but it was my journey. It was my journey, and I can't take it back. I can't ask God to take it back. I can tell Him to heal me, for I can, just the healing process of, I don't never say that I don't never say that like I tell you I have it. I don't care about that, but listen. I don't care about telling you that I have it, but I have in my mind that I'm healed. I'm healed. And that's how I go every day. I don't worry about that situation, because I put everything in God's hand, and I let Him take care of that. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't worry myself over it. I tell myself I'm in perfect health. I'm in perfect health. So you have to shape your life to how you want your life to be, even if you do have HIV. I don't know nothing. I haven't done research on that herpes stuff, but I just know that when you got an outbreak and stuff, people can catch it, and I just I I don't have that. I don't have none of that. I don't have a bad kidney. I don't have a bad heart. I don't have a bad no bad liver. I don't have none of that type of stuff. The only thing I have is HIV and cancerous cells in my rectum. That's all I have. You understand what I'm saying? And I pray to God to just keep me at a standstill where I'm at. Where I'm at. That's where, like, the last time that I almost a year ago. September would be a year that I haven't had sex. But when I did have sex, I caught chlamydia, and that was the first time I ever caught that in a day of my life. I ain't never had that, and I had chlamydia, and it was and and it's terrible. It's terrible. It's terrible. Oh, that's terrible. That's terrible. And that's why I say, like, prevent yourself from different type of things that you still can catch with HIV. You understand what I'm saying? And then, like, I know that, like, period, like, The drug thing, it can trigger things off where that if you're doing drugs, just say for instance, you still can be undetectable, but it still can, some things can just happen. You understand what I'm saying? So that's why I say that I rather be with one person and one person only, where that person know me, I know that person. I don't want to go and just sow my royal oats to everybody. You understand what I'm saying? I experienced that part of my life. You understand? So I don't want to. I'm not perfect. I don't want to say that. I'm not saying that. Well, I am saying that I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna give myself to nobody until a special person enter into my life. I'm not gonna give myself to nobody. 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 So if somebody looking for me to try to even have sex or even try to do anything sexual, it's not gonna never happen. It's not gonna never happen until that one person that I say that we're gonna be together for the rest of our lives. And then if you want to wait on that part, you can wait. You can wait all day long. But me just having just me just calling somebody and just or getting online and having random sex, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. I used even in a relationship, I used to always have to argue. I had to fight, or they think I'm cheating because I don't want to have sex. I'm not just no. That's why it's easy for me to. That's why it's easy for me to say I can put it down. That and one part of that me just not just sex like that is because that's why I didn't understand when I caught HIV. I had to come to acknowledge. I had to acknowledge why, because I was being disobedient. You understand what I'm saying? I'm being disobedient to my parents. You know what I'm saying? Just one time that I was obedient where I did not listen. So that's why I said that it just happened like that. You understand what I'm saying? Because a disobedient child, and this what I was told. A disobedient child don't live long. A disobedient child don't live long. So I rather obey I rather obey my parents. I rather obey my father. Rather my parents is my father and mother, and my parents is my father and mother, and my father is the father in heaven. You understand what I'm saying? So I rather obey them instead of going out and sowing my royal oats. I don't want to do that. I done did that. Just just back and forth, back and just say. I don't want to do that. So if you waiting on the slip up of sex, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. That's what you waiting on. I don't. I don't listen because you gotta set your mind. You gotta set your mind to because it's a mind thing. Everything you do is a mind thing. If you're thinking about sex, you're watching porn, or if you're thinking about stuff like that, if that's what you always have been thinking about, well, that's what you always think about, then that's what you're gonna go do. That's what you're gonna go do. That's why I say change those bad habits to something totally different than what you have been thinking about or what you have been doing. Once you change that, you change your reality. You can't always think about sex or think about if when you start thinking about sex, it makes you want to go get it. When you start thinking, your action is to go get it, right? So you have to reframe that to I don't need this. Let you just say this to yourself. Let me try hard to not to go out and just want sex, or let me not think about sex. And if you know if anybody have been with me, or you've been my partner before, we don't watch porn. If you my partner, we don't watch porn. If I done hooked up with you, yeah, we can watch porn. We don't watch porn. But if you my partner, we're not allowed to. I I don't. We're not allowed to. You can watch it, but we're not allowed to. That's one of my boundaries, that we don't watch porn, because it has you thinking. Porn have you thinking, and then you want to act on these type of things. Mm-mm. When somebody can sit up there and watch porn just all day long, and you just don't have nobody, that's somebody that's what you call them people. Can't think of it right now, but they out this only thing that they have on their mind is something sexual. They not willing to compromise with you without something sexual. Like the last time, like one of my friends that I was, we ain't in a relationship. We was just hooking up. You understand what I'm saying? They came up when I decided that I wasn't having sex no more. They came over trying to do that. Just automatic. Just I changed my number. They didn't have my number. I was still staying in my apartment. They came over to the house and trying to just touch on sexually. Don't do that. I didn't ask you to come over here to do that. No, I don't want that. I don't want that. That's where you gotta have a strong mind at. You have to fix your mind to the reality that you want to set your life up to be. You have to set your mind up to that. Because if you're thinking about that, even if I was thinking about that, I probably would have been saying, okay, well, no, I would probably say, okay, well, let me just go get ready and all this stuff. No, because when I make my mind up, I make my mind up to what I'm standing on, and I stand on business. I stand on business. I don't care about what it looks like or how it looks. I stand on business. I stand on business, man. And that's one thing that a lot of people got to do. That's what you got to do in life. Like you got to stand on your business, stand on your word, man. If you know that this is what's been holding you down in life, is your desire. What is it? I don't even know what it's called. Oh, what is it called when someone like to have sex all the time?
According to Mayo Clinic, overview, compulsive sexual behavior is sometimes called hypersexuality or sexual addiction. It's an intense focus on sexual
That's what.
fantasies, urges, and behaviors
Why
that
did I
can
not
be
know that?
controlled.
Sex addiction. Have a sex addiction. Yeah. These are habits that people pick up. A sex addiction. And it can happen to man, it can have to happen to male and female. Mm-hmm. Cause I done heard it. And she right there in the other room snoring loud. She's up. She said she got a sex addiction. And I don't know, like, what mindset is that? What mindset is that? It's crazy. But guess what? It's life, but you got to reframe that. And I'm not saying that it's not good. I'm not saying that it's not good. I'm saying that all the time. And this where I'm shaping things up to show people that you don't necessarily need that. You know what I'm saying? That's a want. People turn it into a need. People turn it to a need. That's a want. I don't know. You gotta think different. Think different. What do you truly want out of life? What is your life set up to be? What do you truly want out of life? Do you just want to have, if you have a sex addiction, you might as well just go ahead and Be a porn star. Be a porn star or something. You know, I don't know. I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that. That never came across my mind. Being a porn star, cause I would get fired. I would get fired. I ain't lying. So, like, I don't even know like how they do it or whatever, like the scenes and all that stuff. Like I be seeing, when I was watching it, I see like, dang, you in this on you. Then you go back over there and do that. Then you back over there. How many times can like I don't know if they do different scenes or what. I don't know what they do, how they do it. I don't want to be part of that. I don't want to be part of that. And I want you to set your mind to loving yourself. Loving yourself. And then you'll start knowing like that person who you want to enter into your life. Okay. And that don't mean frustrate a person with your addiction. And people need to start being honest about that too. When they come across people, they need to start telling people that I do have a addiction, because it helps. It gives a person a mind check. It give a person a mind check and think about if you want to deal with that situation or not. You know, a lot of people just go into it and they just go into a relationship and they have them kind of addictions, and you don't tell that other person. And that's something that people need to start asking too. When you start getting a relationship, do you have a sex addiction? What you think is a normal thing when it comes to having sex? You know, ask those type of questions with people. And I'm just telling you that because I done learned that part too. When it comes down to that part, because I used to just jump in a relationship, didn't know people have sex addictions, and you want 5 times a day and 5 times a day and 7 days a week. What the heck? Yeah, you gotta start asking those questions too. If you're gonna what you like and what you don't like and all that stuff, you gotta ask the important questions. Ask the important questions, and then slowly get to know that person or whoever, whatever it is, and you'll know if that's your person, because y'all souls are a match. Y'all souls are fit in with one another. You know, but just don't just go out and say just pick somebody and then they have a sex addiction and then you barely even like to have sex. You know, real. Um, mhm. To hear listen to me. To love you forever. Hey, love that now. Love me forevermore. I'm ready to love you forever. Hey, love, come love me forever. Hey, love. Was I here waiting to share your love? Oh, no. Tell me what's wrong. If you now tell me why I never seem to make you happy. Oh, heaven knows I try. What does it take to please you? Tell me just how I can satisfy your woman. You're driving me wild. Break up to make up. That's all we do. First you love me, then you hate me. That's a game for fools. Break up to make up. That's all we do. First you love me, then you hate me. That's a game for fools. When I come home from working, you're on the phone, talking about a bad I treat you. Now tell me I'm wrong. You say it's me. Wrong is I'll say it's you. We have got to get together. Oh, baby, with you. Wake up to make up. First you love me, then you hate me. That's a hate. Fall through. Yeah, break up to make up. That's all we do. Yeah. First you love me, then you hate me. That's okay. Fall through. I'm not gonna play it. Break up to make up. That's all we do. Yeah, first you love me, then you hate me. That's it. Fall through. Break up to make up. That's all we do. First you love me, then you hate me. If you don't know how I feel for you, just won't let all feelings show. Oh, I love you, and nothing but let you go. No, baby, when we're just friends. I pray someday you surrender to me. I won't push you as long as you know my love is true. Get closer to you, baby. Closer than just friends. I want to get closer to you, baby. Closer than just friends. It's hard to explain. You're close to me. I get a warm sensation inside. I can't deny this. I want to try it each and every time. But girl, I don't want to lose your love. Yeah. My soul, you know I'm thankful for what we have. But I have feelings inside, they're so strong I can't hide. Listen to you, baby. I want to get closer than just friends. Get closer to you, baby. Yeah, closer than just friends. How about you? I know you're probably thinking that you've heard this so many times before. But girl, when you're here, I want you to stay. And when you're gone, I want you even more every day. Girl, I don't wanna lose your love by putting my cards on the table. You know I'm thankful for what we have. I have feelings inside, they're so strong I can't hide. No, baby, they're so strong I can't hide. How about you get closer, baby? Closer than friends. Oh, baby, closer than My baby, I'll go to you, baby. Closer than just me and you. Oh, it's happened in my life. Hurry up, I'm ready. Listen, what do you do? Tell me. Okay. Tomorrow. Today. Oh. Oh, Lord. People got plenty of love. Ask me how I know, and I tell you so. Used to be my man. I respect him. I use it before. As a matter of fact, by the way, I don't want the computer over there. Oh.
I'm John. I wanted to quit smoking for years. I tried several different times. Nothing seemed to work. But I didn't give up. I found the right doctor. And together we came up with a plan. It finally worked. I went for 2 smoking measures and getting out. My tip is, keep trying. You only have to do it once. You can quit. For free help,
I love you, baby. Stay with me. We'll hold you, baby. Never leave. 'Cause I believe in, oh, sweet love. I'm thinking shit. Fíjate, no sé, un café de agua. Look. I look like a statue. Sweet love.
Power off.
I'm gonna cut it off. Yeah. Cut this off. That's all I'm doing. I'm gonna cut everything off. Okay, so let me see if everything's saved. Just exit out of it. Exit. Exit. should have saved it. I don't care. All right. Hmm. Okay. I only got 2. I got it. I got it. So we can close out all this. My viewers. Viewers only. Let me take the long closing. Okay, I got everything. My lips still dry. Oh, I almost broke my glasses. And I would have been mad at you. Oh, no, I can do it. Oh, okay, well. Let's see. I need that other one. Hey, Lord, come on with it. I'm a Christmas tree. I'm supposed to be right there. And I can't move it over. Supposed to be behind me. Oh, I turned my fan off. Oh. Sorry, okay. Let me do this for us, okay? So you got to listen, okay? Because I'm going to bed. You're going to bed too. Get you some good night rest. Psalms 91. That's all we're going to do. Psalms 91. Unless I want to read it out. That's like
Psalm 91. Whoever dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God, in whom I trust. Surely He will save you from the foulest snare and from the deadly pestilence. He will cover you with His feathers, and under His wings you will find refuge. His faithfulness will be your shield and rampart. You will not fear the terror of the night, nor the arrow that flies by day, nor the pestilence that stalks in the darkness, nor the plague that destroys at midday. 1,000 may fall at your side, 10,000 at your right hand, but it will not come near you. You will only observe with your eyes and see the punishment of the wicked. If you say, "The Lord is my refuge," and you make the Most High your dwelling, no harm will overtake you, no disaster will come near your tent. For He will command His angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways. They will lift you up in their hands, so that you will not strike your foot against a stone. You will tread on the lion and the cobra. You will trample the great lion and the serpent. Because He loves me, says the Lord, I will rescue him. I will protect him, for he acknowledges my name. He will call on me and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him. With long life I will satisfy him and show him my salvation.
In Jesus' mighty
Psalm
name.
92.
Amen, amen, amen. So we cover in the blood of Jesus. Okay? Get you some rest. I love you. Get some rest, okay? See you later.